What's up, family? What's up? Man, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit up in here before we get started and get adjusted. Man, come on in, come on in. Adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Come on in, family. Come on in. Man, go ahead. On behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that come onto the live. Um, what's up with you, Big Sky? Man, I haven't seen you or talked to you in a while. Hope and pray that all is well with you, Big Sky. Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, I pray that, man, you just continue to just have a relationship with God. You know what I mean? And it's not about religion. It's about just a connection, a relationship with God. And you don't need religion for that. You know what I mean? You don't need religion to have a relationship with God. Um, and for those of you that catch this on a replay, man, pray that all is well with you as well, and that you continue your growth and development and have a relationship with God. Today we're talking about a couple of things. It's going to be intriguing, interesting, informative. We're not going off right now or on this live. You know what I mean? I don't think that we're going to go off. It is what it is. We're talking about attachments. We're talking about connections and fasting and how all three of them are related to each other. Stay with me. This is going to be informative. First and foremost, I'm going to take a piece of paper, a couple pieces of paper that I have right here. Just two plain pieces of paper. Nothing on either side. I'm just going to take it, and I have some regular glue. What is this? Some regular Elmer's glue. And I'm just going to glue this piece of paper together while we get going. I'm going to use this as a diagram, as a tool in a few minutes to show you guys something that God revealed to me a few years back. I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to put some glue on the paper while we're going. And this is going to talk to us and show us how attachments work, how we get caught up in attachments, and how years later we could have attachments and not even know it and still be messed up, regardless of what the attachment is. And most of us, we get caught up in relationships. We have attachments to our childhood memories, attachments to our crazy toxic ass family members, attachments to, and this glue suck, attachments to relationships, marriages, um, our kids, careers, jobs. Attachments could be anything. Money, it could be your possessions. And this glue is straight garbage. But it is what it is. We're going to work with what we have. Hopefully I can work it out. I'm just going to glue the two pieces of paper together. Rub it together and let it sit for a minute while we're sitting here talking. I apologize for I just want you guys to see this. It's crucial that you guys see this because it's going to be very informative and eye-opening to some of you of how life works. You know what I mean? What's up with you, Eileen? Man, I'm glad you made it, sister. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. All I've done so far was just take a couple pieces of paper and glue them together. I'm going to use it as a diagram in just a minute as we're talking about attachments. I wanted to talk about this because, man, just got a phone call from my younger kid's mom. Today, Saturday, a few days ago, about situation taking place with my son and one of his girlfriends, and just the drama and just the madness and the chaos, you know. And I was at the gym when she reached out to me, and it kind of stung. It kind of broke my heart. Stay with me. It kind of bothered me because although, and I've talked about this in the past for months, you know. What's up with you, Spiral Spec? Man, I talked about just them, you know, their toxic relationship. My flesh and blood son, my second born son, him and this young lady have a toxic relationship, unhealthy in every way, in every way. And I've talked to this young lady. She reached out to me and she saw me as a father figure, reached out to me, and I would counsel her and talk to her on the phone for hours. And it's like, man, you got to leave this dude alone. And then I'm talking about my son. It's like, you got to leave him alone. You guys ain't good for each other. You guys are not good for each other. I don't give a damn how much you love him. I don't give a damn what you think about him and what he think about you. You guys are not good for each other. You guys are unhealthy for each other. One of you guys are going to end up in trouble, or both of you going to end up in trouble, or one of you gonna be in prison, or one of you or both of you gonna be dead or hurt somewhere. You know, you guys have to let each other go. If you love him, leave him the fuck alone. If you love him, how come you don't love you more than you love him? And this is a problem that so many of us have. We fall in love with people and we love them more than we love ourselves. We'll do more for them than we'll do for ourselves. We'll do for them when it's killing us. We'll do for them when it's tearing us down on the inside and it's destroying every fiber of our being. It's killing us. It's suffocating us doing all that we do for all these other people. And yet, for whatever reason, we keep doing for these other people. And we say, oh, that's my family. Oh, that's my mama. That's my daddy. That's my sibling. That's my kid. Man, fuck them people. You better learn to let their ass fucking go. You killing yourself for the sake of trying to help somebody else. That's not healthy. That's not God-like. That's not Christ-like. I don't care what you say. I don't care what them people tell you. You've got to learn how to love yourself. You've got to learn how to value yourself to the point to where you stop mistreating yourself to try to do for other people. You have to take care of home first and foremost. You have to take care of you. Even Jesus said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. You have to love yourself first and foremost. You don't love your neighbor more than you love yourself. You don't do way more for people than you do for yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Most of us, we don't understand that. Most of us do not have any self-love at all. At all. And so we show our love by what we do for other people and how we try to go all out and pour into other people at the detriment of our own livelihood, at the detriment of our own peace and joy. And many of us will do that at the detriment of our own kids. Going back to this young lady and my son. The situation occurred the other night where shit got physical, shit got crazy. The cops was called. They said there was like 6 cop cars showed up. And she got arrested. She's looking at a minimum 2-3 strikes. Minimum. My son is good. He's twisted in the head right now, depressed and feeling bad because of this young lady. And I don't get that. You know what I mean? I don't get that. I'm not putting anybody on blast. I'm just having a heart-to-heart with you guys. I'm always transparent with you guys, showing you that, man, we all have stuff that we have to work on. You know what I mean? Nobody's immune to life. You know what I mean? Nobody's immune to hardship. Nobody's immune to growth and development. We all have our own unique journey. We all have our own struggles that we have to walk through in this life. Every one of us. You know what I mean? And so, man, me sharing my son's story is part of my pain. You know, me sharing this young lady's story. It's part of my pain because I've invested so much into this young lady. I've talked to this young lady so much, so much. And now she's in jail. You know what I mean? She goes before court next week and find out what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I can remember. She tried to set the house on fire, had some lighter fluid, poured it all in the house, poured lighter fluid, threw lighter fluid on him, had a lighter in her hand, had a box cutter, cut him, just wilding out. You know what I mean? Just wilding out. And it's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad that we could be so twisted in our minds. We could be so hurt in our minds. And we can allow our emotions to fuck up the rest of our lives because we haven't dealt with our issues. We have these attachment issues and we don't understand. We have these emotional issues that we have not resolved. And if we don't resolve our issues, we're at risk of destroying everything about our life, at risk of destroying everything about why we're here. Young lady, she ain't even reached 21 yet. And she's in jail, aggravated assault, larceny, breaking and entering, some other stuff she's looking at. Child endangerment, there's a baby upstairs, so they're throwing child endangerment at her. A whole bunch of different charges. And it just broke my heart, and it just kind of had me just thinking, it's like, you know what, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I could feel sorry for this young lady all I want to. I could feel sorry for, you know, she has a daughter. I could feel sorry for my son because he has this emotional attachment to this young lady and he can't seem to shake her and let her go and move on with his life. This young lady is now in jail, facing prison time. She can't let go of him. And so I was telling his mom, man, this is a good thing for both of them. I'm glad it happened. And she's like, what, how can you know what? They're both alive. They could both finally, hopefully, be able to move on with life. It could have been so much worse. And every one of us know, man, there's been a whole lot of relationships end drastically where somebody got shot and killed, somebody got beat with a hammer or whatever the case may be. There's a whole lot of unhealthy relationships that end with somebody getting their life stomped out of them. And in this situation, that didn't happen. In this situation, man, my hope and prayer is that, okay, man, now that she's locked up in the jail, man, let her go to prison for a while. Because if it was a black man, he would be going to prison for a long ass fucking time. Let her ass go to prison for a while. So she could sit there and contemplate what she's done with her life. So she could sit there and get her shit straight. Hopefully while she's there, she could get some counseling and get the help that she needs to deal with her issues. So that she could let go of this young man and so that he could let go of her and they can both move on separately and do what they came here to do. Because for whatever reason, they can't do it together. And so I had this piece of paper that I cut and glued together. And normally I let it sit for like 5 minutes. And the glue sucked. It didn't work like it's supposed to work. So normally what happens is you can see both pieces of paper. But on the back of both of them, you can see you guys can't really see it. I can see it. The paper is torn. So like there's like layers to the paper that's attached to the other paper. And normally if I let it sit longer and if the glue was real good glue and not dried up, it would have tore pieces of this paper. You know what I mean? So normally this piece of paper like had little cracks in it, holes in it, and pieces of this paper would have been tore off and attached to this other piece of paper. And you'd have looked at this piece of paper and you'd be like, man, yeah, this person looks whole. You know what I mean? Everything looks good with them. And that's what happens in relationships. You know, one person walks out of the relationship and they go on with their life. And the other person walks out of the relationship and they're sad and they're broken and they're fucked up and twisted and crying and just not understanding why the relationship ended and blah, 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 blah. And that person, you look at that person like, oh yeah, that person got damaged. You know what I mean? The holes and tears and stuff, that person has damage, because it's obvious. You could see the battle scars. You could see the wounds inflicted on this other person. But what you can't see on this person, because they look whole, until you turn them around and you see the attachments of this other paper attached to it. So this person is carrying baggage too. A lot of baggage. You just can't see it looking at the front. It's not until you take a closer look at it and really analyze it by flipping it over and looking at it from a different perspective that you're able to see, well, man, you got some shit fucked up with you. You know what I mean? You ain't right. You carrying some shit with you. And normally, a lot of times, not normally, but a lot of times, it seems as though it's the guy that walks away from the relationship and everything's good. You know, he could find another woman. He's moved on. Ain't nothing bothering him. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. He moves on and he attaches himself to another woman with all his baggage. He doesn't see that he has baggage because he's looking in the mirror and he looks whole. He's able to just move on. And sometimes it's the women now. They're able to move. They look whole. They look like they're complete. And so they jump in another relationship, not knowing that they're carrying all this baggage still from this other person and from all the people in their past. And that's what we do. We have all these attachments attached to us. And if we're not ready for a relationship, and 9 times out of 10, most of us are not ready for a relationship. We want relationships because we don't want to be alone. We want relationships because we don't want to deal with our issues. We want relationships because we don't want to lay in bed by ourselves. We don't want to be seen as lonely. We don't want to feel lonely. We don't want to feel or seem like we're undesirable. Nobody wants us. And so we're wanting to jump in relationships so freaking quick because we don't want to deal with our stuff. And so you look at this young man or this young lady who walks away and they look like they good, like ain't nothing wrong with them. They're carrying all this crap on their back. What's up with you, Sean's workout? Man, they're carrying all this crap on their back. They're carrying all this stuff that they can't see. And this is why you guys hear me talk about shadow work so much. Because when you look in the mirror, it's like, man, I'm complete. I'm whole. Man, that relationship didn't faze me. I'm good. Man, I'm good. I let her go. I let him go. And nothing's bothering me about this person. I'm able to walk away and jump in another relationship and get attached to this person, get married to this person, or whatever the case may be, have kids with this person, and I'm gold. I'm golden. I'm good. And the truth is, no, you're not. The truth is you're carrying unknown baggage. You're carrying crap from all these other people that you've attached yourself to. You guys hear me talk a lot about God and being connected to God. Some attachments are good. Connections. Attachments, connections, same thing. Some attachments are good. A lot of attachments are toxic. And see, that's the thing about most of us. We fail to realize, man, I could be connected to God and that'd be a good thing. But I can also be connected to some bullshit. I can also be connected still, even though I don't understand, even though I don't see that I'm connected to this person. Because I've been attached to this person, and I just have this piece of paper to like 3 minutes at most. Most of us are in a relationship more than 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And so you're in a relationship for 2 years, 6 months, 3 months, and you're having sex, you're wilding out, just doing what you want to do. You're intimately connected with this person. You're becoming transparent with this person. You're having heart-to-heart conversations with this person. There's a connection there. There's a bond there. And you can't real easily just sever that bond, that connection, and just walk away completely unattached. I don't care how the relationship ends, you're still connected to that person. You're still attached emotionally to that person. You're still attached energetically to that person. And so you walk away and you're thinking, dang, I'm good. I'm pretty. I got my makeup on. I got my hair done right. All these other people see me as attractive. All these other people are liking me. All these other people are lusting after me. I'm good. When the truth is, no, you're not. The truth is you're fucked up. But you won't deal with your shit. You won't deal with your shit because it hurts. You won't deal with your shit because that's painful. And so what most of us do, we'll jump in another relationship. Very few of us will acknowledge the fact that we're scarred from this relationship. Again, it don't matter whether it's your kids, your mama, your daddy, your grandmammy, your grandpappy, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. We walk away from relationships scarred. And those of us that have these tears and these scars, some of us will sit there and we'll acknowledge the fact that, damn, I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? Damn, I'm fucking hurt. Man, I got to deal with this shit so that I can become whole. I got to deal with my baggage. I got to deal with my broken wounds and my cuts. How do I begin to mend these? How do I begin to heal these scars? See, because drinking ain't gonna heal the scars. Jumping in other relationships and fucking everybody else ain't gonna heal these scars. All they do is distract you from dealing with your issues. Because now you're focused on something else. Going to work and becoming a workaholic ain't gonna fix your scars. I love working out. Going to the gym and being a gym rat ain't gonna fix your scars. You could jump into church full throttle. That's not gonna fix your scars. You have to learn how to connect with God. And do the shadow work, go through the healing process of understanding, man, why do I have these scars? What do these scars teach me? What were these scars supposed to teach me? You have to understand the lesson. And if you're ignoring the lesson and you just think, oh, I'm good now, I won't hook up with him again, and you think that's it, or man, I don't trust women now, and the women ain't shit now, and so I'm not gonna jump in a relationship with another woman. Or guys ain't shit now, I'm not gonna jump in another relationship with guys. Or black men ain't shit, so I'm not jumping in another relationship with black men. Or Hispanic men ain't shit, or Dominican men ain't shit. White women ain't shit, Dominican women ain't shit. We have all these stupid things that we do to blame everybody else so that we don't have to look at our fucking wounds, so that we don't have to address the issue. The issue isn't all these other people. All these other people didn't hurt you. All women didn't hurt you. All white women ain't trash. All black men ain't trash. All Latinas ain't hoes. But we say all this stupid shit to make ourselves feel better and to justify the baggage and the pain that we're carrying still. What's up with you, Roston? And so the only way to heal these scars, man, you got to get connected to God. And there's many ways to get connected to God. There are many ways to get connected to God. And I say that because there are many ways to meditate. There are many ways to meditate. See, some people, you could do yoga, and that's a form of moving meditation or sitting meditation. And you could be connected to God just in doing that. Some people do Kung Fu or Qigong, and they meditate it's a moving meditation, and they get connected to God doing that. Some people walk in a garden. Some people work in a garden. And that's their way of getting connected to God. Some people walk out in nature. Whether it's along the beach, whether it's the woods, along a stream, a river, a waterfall, whatever. Some people go in the room and they sit there in a certain pose. Some people get in the shower. Some people run hot bath water and put some oils and flowers and rose petals and all that stuff in it. Got the incense going, the sage burning, or the candles burning, whatever it is you do. Got the lights on low, got the music playing softly. That's their form of meditating. That's their form of relaxing. And what they're doing is they're connecting with God. Most people just don't realize that they're connecting with God that way. You can stand in the shower and let the shower water just run down you, and it's hot and it's smoking up the whole bathroom, steamed up, and it's just so relaxing, standing there letting this water just hit your body. You're connecting to God and you don't even know it. It's a form of meditating. It's a form of relaxing. It's a form of getting in alignment. Go back to the damaged people. This person walks away and says, look at them. They're damaged. I'm not damaged like that person. That person has all these scars and all these issues and da-da-da-da-da-da. You can see them. They got all these psychological issues. They got all this emotional baggage and woo-doo-doo. Saying all this stuff about this person because their scars are obvious. This person's scars aren't so obvious because they're hidden. But they're still scarred. They're still damaged. They're still damaged. Because if you turn them around, they got all this attachment to them from this other person and from all the other people that they've walked away from, all the other people that they've been connected to. Every time you have sex with somebody, there's an attachment there. I don't give a damn how long the sex was. The sex could have been 3 minutes. There's an attachment there. There's been an exchange of energy, an exchange of frequency. This is why the ancients said that when a man and a woman got married and had sex, they became one. Let me say it again. I'm trying to say it differently. The Bible and all the other great teachings teach that when a man and a woman or people come together and they have sex, there's an exchange there. I don't care if it's 2 women. I don't care if it's 2 dudes. If there's sex, 2 people coming together with their bodies, there's an exchange of energy. There's an exchange of frequency. And this is why people miss it and twist it. They get it caught up. Oh, well, if she's not being penetrated by this woman, there can't be an exchange. Bullshit. And you hear all these guys, well, I'm the one penetrating her, so I'm just giving her, I'm releasing my energy to her. She's not giving me anything. Bullshit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't understand energy. You don't understand frequency. You become one with this person. All the ancients knew that. Everybody knew in the old time when 2 people got together and had sex, there was an exchange. There was a connection, a bond made. You get up and leave, you're carrying part of them with you. They're carrying part of you wherever they go. Wherever they go. This is why we have to be so careful who we have sex with. This is why we have to be so careful with the attachments we have. Because the reality, we all have attachments. I don't care if you ain't been in a relationship in 3 years. You still have attachments attached to you. Unless you've done the work to heal them. And the great majority of us have never done the work because we don't even know what the work is. We've just said, fuck relationships. I'm not dealing with relationships. Fuck bitches. I'm not dealing with women. Fuck dudes. I'm not dealing with dudes. And so therefore, I'm just going to please myself. Therefore, I'm just going to jack the fuck off. I don't need another motherfucking man. I don't need a fucking woman. I can please myself. I've been pleasing myself for 5 years. I've been pleasing myself for 10 years. And you ain't resolved your fucking issues. You ain't kept it a fucking buck with a hun with yourself. You ain't being real. You ain't being transparent. You're this person walking around thinking you're completely whole. Walking around thinking there's nothing wrong with you. I'm healed. I'm fixed. It's everybody else. How do we begin to heal our broken wounds? How do we begin to heal our damage and our scars? How do we begin to cut off those attachments, to sever those attachments? I'm glad you asked. We're talking about fasting. Today I'm fasting. Me and the Queen, we're fasting. And fasting today for us consists of not eating. There's many different ways to fast. But fasting for me consists of not eating anything. Anything. And you have all these people, oh, don't take all that. Okay, well, do you. Do what the fuck you do. Keep carrying the fucking baggage you carry. And so we missed it because we think, well, I don't eat anything until after 12 o'clock anyway, so I guess I'm fasting. No, the fuck you're not. You're just skipping meals. Just because you skip a meal don't mean that you're fasting. There's work, emotional, psychological work that goes in with fasting. This is why we've never healed. Because we think we could just jump into stuff and just do stuff haphazardly and think and half-assed and think I'm good now. Oh, because I've done this, I got some sage and I burned some sage. I like sage. I use sage. I'm gonna grab a piece of sage right here real quick. Burning sage is not gonna get rid of your fucking attachments. I don't give a damn how long you burn the sage. I don't give a damn what type of sage it is. Burning sage don't get rid of fucking attachments. Burning sage don't get rid of your emotional wounds or issues. Here goes some of my sage right here. I love burning sage. I love the smell of sage. But that's not going to get rid of your fucking issues. That's not going to get rid of the attachments from these other people that are attached to your life. Because it's an emotional, energetic thing. You have to put in the work to do that. And putting in the work to do that is like, man, I got to be mindful of this. I got to understand what I'm doing. What am I doing? God, I've hooked up with all these guys. God, I've hooked up with all these women. Although we're no longer connected to each other physically, we have no communication with each other in any way, shape, or form. God, how do I release their energy? How do I release that bond that I've made with them? Just because I walked away and I'm living my life don't mean that I've released that bond attached to me, between me and them. You could be in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and still be energetically connected, still be attached to each other. Just because you don't think about them, don't mean that you're not attached to them. We have to grow up and understand, man, I've taken on this person's energy. I've taken on this person's frequency. And it's become one with my frequency. How do I get rid of that now? I can't just say, okay, I'm done with them and fuck them, they ain't shit, and they dog me the fuck out and they ain't shit, and I'm going on with life. Oh, now I hooked up with this person and now I'm good. No. You're gonna stay toxic. And you're gonna get more toxic as you go along. What I'm saying, you're gonna become more negative. You're gonna become more poison. Because you're not dealing with the real issues. And it's sitting there stagnant. And it's festering and growing within you. It's kind of like cancer. You don't see it. You don't feel cancer. It just starts spreading throughout your fucking body. That's what these attachments do. That's what this frequency and this energy is. It's just their energy is now part of your energy, and everybody else's energy is part of your energy. You have to learn how to filter that shit out, how to siphon that shit out, how to purge your body, your mind, your energy from theirs. I have some tea right here. I love drinking tea. Tea is great. You can see it. It's a dark brownish color, greenish color. And I have in here some cinnamon sticks, little tiny cinnamon sticks, some sage, some rosemary, and some mint. And what I did is I just put those little herbs in there and put some hot water in there. And I let it sit and had it covered up. And they're all the stuff is dropped down to the bottom. And all those things combined have turned the water, which was clear, this brownish color. Stay with me. When I become one with a woman, or you become one with a woman, one with a dude, whatever, they're like these little plants down here, these little herbs. They get connected with your spirit. They get connected with you. And they dissolve. Part of their energy dissolves into you. And you start to change and turn. You're pure, clear, whatever you want to call water, translucent. And now you're starting to change. You're turning colors. If I take some hibiscus, that's some hibiscus right here. If I take some hibiscus and put it in there, the color is going to change even more. It's going to turn red because the hibiscus is red. The water now becomes red just because I attached that plant in there, because I put that plant in there, that herb in there. Because we can't see our frequency, because we can't see our energy, we don't understand that every time I connect other people's energy with my energy changes. My energy changes. My frequency changes. That's the attachments. These herbs and this water. It's connected. It's connected. The only way for me to change this back to being clear, I would have to filter this tea through a process to pull out all the plants and all the other stuff from it so that it could be clear again. Same thing they do with the toilet water. We flush the toilet water and all this other stuff. Water goes down the drain, they get it, filter it, send it right back, put chemicals in it and all that other stuff. And it goes through a cleansing process. It goes through a filtration process to make it drinkable and usable again. That's what we have to do. That's what fasting is. That's what doing the shadow work is. That's what getting connected to God does. See, fasting, it does so many different things. Not only does it help you lose weight, and people say, well, I'm fasting because I'm losing weight. That's not the sole purpose of fasting. We fast to get rid of the impurities. We fast to get rid of the excess baggage. See, our body carries food. Our body carries fat from the foods that we've already eaten. Our colon, our stomach is already carrying garbage from the crap that we've already consumed. It's just sitting there. It's excess. And so when you fast, you stop bringing in food. You stop bringing in fats. You stop bringing in all this excess stuff. And you give your body, your stomach, a chance to purge and to cleanse itself of all the crap that's already stored there. When you eat meat, they say it takes 3 days, at least 3 days, for red meat or chicken to be broken down to go through your entire system. But if you're eating meat every day, if you're eating meat all day, if you're eating food all day, you never give your stomach, you give your colon, your body a chance to completely get rid of the crap that's already there. This is why so many of us have stomach issues. This is why so many of us have gut issues. This is why so many of us, our colons are fucked up. Our digestive system is messed up. Because we're taking all this stuff and we really don't understand how the body works. We're taking all this stuff, food, whatever we drink, and our body is so intricate. Our body is so freaking, it's just wow when you think about it. Our body breaks down everything that we consume. Everything you put in your body breaks it all the way down. And it's looking for all the good stuff that it can utilize. Oh, this has vitamin C in it. Oh, I could use some of that. Oh, this has vitamin D in it. Oh, I could use some of that. Oh, this has potassium in it. I could use that. Oh, this has zinc in it. Oh, this has these minerals. It has this and that. I could use. And your body's looking for all these ingredients, all these different minerals and vitamins and different things to use. Because it needs those things. And everything that it can't use, it breaks it down and sends it out as waste. Whether it comes out as piss or shit, it's used as waste. It's discarded. And the body uses everything that it can use. This is why I talk so much. Man, be careful what you consume. Be careful what you take in. Not just food, but emotionally. Be careful of the crazy ass shit you listen to, the crazy ass shit you listen to, the crazy ass shit you watch. Because your body has to break all of that shit down. And if you're not careful, a lot of that negative, toxic shit gets stuck in your mental capacity, gets stuck in your mind, gets stuck in your emotions and your feelings. And we wonder why, man, why am I so sad? Why am I so depressed? What the fuck are you listening to? Dang, I don't feel good. Dang, I feel so bloated. I feel so nauseous. What the fuck are you consuming? We have to be careful what we allow to attach itself to us. In the church, they say that your body, the Bible says your body is a temple of God. I believe that. I believe, and the ancients believe, that God dwells within your gut. Your gut. That's where we get intuition from. That's where we get that gut instincts from, because that's where God communicates to us and with us. But if your gut is so fucked up and so poisoned with all the shit that you've consumed, how the fuck can you hear God? If your mind is so fucking plugged up and so poisoned with all the shit you're watching, all the shit you're listening to, it's just energy. It's just energy. And that energy don't just stay in your mind. It transfers throughout your entire body. How can you hear God? How can you sense God if you're poisoned by all the crap that you keep consuming? Through your mouth and through your head. What are you allowing to be attached to you? So many, you're constantly taking in poison. And you can't understand why you feel a certain type of way. Why you can't shake this negative feeling. Why you can't shake your depression. Why you can't shake suicide. Why you can't shake anxiety. Why you can't shake fear. Because those are all frequencies. They're all energy. And you keep consuming that toxic energy. That feeds those feelings. So fasting is a way of purging the body. Fasting is a way of allowing the body to get rid of the excess, allowing the body to get rid of all the toxic crap that's just been sitting there. It's allowing the body just to burn off some of the excess fat that's been stored there. So many of you don't have normal bowel movements. So many of you don't take a bowel movement every day like you're supposed to. So many, you're so clogged up. You got to take pills just to be able to take a shit. Because you don't realize how toxic you become. You don't realize how full of shit you've become. What is this? What's up with you, Star Baby? You don't realize how full of crap you've become. You're plugged up. You're backed up, literally and emotionally. Most people have no idea how full of shit they really are. And I'm not just talking about bowel movement shit. Full of the shit up here too. Of their crazy beliefs. Their psychotic feelings. And so fasting helps you get in alignment with God to purge all of that toxic shit out of you. Without taking in more toxic shit. You can't purge yourself if you're constantly feeding yourself toxic bullshit. Somebody's trying to text me right now. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. Somebody's trying to call. You can't purge yourself and get rid of all the toxic crap if you're constantly taking in toxic crap. You never give your chance a chance, and you never give yourself a chance to heal, to purge. You never give your chance. You never give yourself a chance to heal. You can't heal emotionally if you keep carrying that same fucking toxic shit. You can't heal physically if you never purge your body of all the toxins within it. So part of fasting is not eating. So you allow your body a chance to do what it has to do to break down a lot of the excess fat, the excess toxic crap that's been stored there. To release the shit that's been clogged up inside of you. But if you're fasting, it's an emotional thing too. It's a spiritual thing too. It's an intellectual thing too. And so fasting intellectually, fasting spiritually is not just physically. It's, man, I got to purge my mind of all the bullshit. I got to release all the toxins in my mind that's just stored there. The attachments, the excess bullshit that's not helping you, that's making you feel sluggish, that's making you feel like, oh, fuck it, life is just what it is, and you just don't give a fuck. That's making you feel sad and depressed and worried and scared and all that other bullshit. That's because you got that excess bullshit in your mind. And you have to learn how to get rid of that. You can't get rid of that shit. Keep carrying on the same fucking conversations that brought you the bullshit in the first place. You can't get rid of that shit up here in your head, constantly watching the same shit that gave it to you and that put it in you in the first place. This is why you hear me say so much, man, you got to learn to cut people off. And again, I don't give a damn who they are. If it's your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your kids, your boss, whoever, if they're bringing toxic bullshit into your life, man, you don't need that. You don't want that. You have to say, man, I love me. And because I love you, I'm not allowing you to bring me all this bullshit. Because I love me, I'm not going to become your fucking dump ground. You can't just call me or text me or email me or FaceTime me and just dump all this toxic shit on my fucking plate and then hang up and go about your fucking business. And now I'm stuck thinking and feeling a certain type of way because I'm carrying all this fucking bullshit now. You have to learn how to cut people off. And that's part of the fasting process. That's part of the disconnection process. That's part of the purging process. That's part of the filtering process. We have to grow up. And the trip is our body, our stomach, does it naturally. Our body, our stomach, our gut, it naturally filters out all the excess. It naturally filters out all the unhealthy stuff. When it's healthy, it filters out all the garbage that the body can't use. Our mind doesn't have that capability. Our mind does not function like that. Our mind don't work like that. And that's the scary part. That's the part where we got to go in and do the shadow work. We got to go into the subconscious mind, because just because you don't remember this shit and you're not thinking about it, it's still in your subconscious mind. It's still there energetically. You're just not aware of it. It's still affecting you. You just don't see how it's affecting you. And so part of the shadow work, part of fasting, part of getting connected to God, not just physically, but spiritually, is saying, okay, God, man, cleanse my mind. How do I detox my mind? See, because I could not eat for 2 or 3 days and everything inside of my gut will be completely discharged. Everything inside of me, physically in my stomach, in my gut region, will be out of my body. I could drink enough water while I'm fasting or tea while I'm fasting. It'll help flush out my system. But I can't do that emotionally. So what can I do emotionally to flush out all that baggage? What can I do emotionally to flush out the connections that I have with all these people I've slept with? What can I do emotionally? What can I do spiritually to get rid of the attachments to these people emotionally and energetically that I have? That's where meditating comes in at. That's where connecting with God comes in at. That's where doing the shadow work and understanding the bullshit that's there. See this tea. Natural tea. Turn the glass around. It's natural tea. Natural tea. At the bottom of the glass, you can see all the stuff that I put in here. I can see what's made this water this color. All this stuff is sunk to the bottom. The bottom of this glass is your subconscious. This top part up here that you drink from, like this, I'm not tasting, I'm not eating any of these herbs. I know they're there because I can see them in the glass. I can see why it tastes the way it do, because I see all the ingredients sitting at the bottom. With our mind, it works like the same. It works the same. All these things down here, all these different herbs that I put in here, That's all the people you've had sex with. That's all the people you've had attachments with. That's all the people you've been connected to and you're still connected to. And because you're connected to them still, your mind is this color. Your mind is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's twisted. It is what it is. You're suicidal. You're depressed. You're full of anxiety. You're full of fear. You're full of doubt. You're full of self-hate. You're full of self-sabotage. You're full of jealousy. You're full of racism and being homophobic and all this other toxic ass shit. Because you've connected with people who've sown into your life and planted something inside of you. And it's changed the color of your mind. It's changed the way you see life. You didn't come into this world scared. You didn't come into this world suicidal. You didn't come into this world depressed. You didn't come into this world full of fear and anxiety and doubt. Low self-esteem. So you didn't come like that. You came into this world pure, transparent. And you've had connections with people that have changed your chemical makeup. You didn't realize it. You didn't understand that. And you understand that by being connected to God. You understand that by saying, okay, man, I got to take some time and do me. I got to take some time to understand why am I like this? And so many of us were quick to say, well, you know, it's all JoJo's fault. I just broke up with JoJo and he just broke my heart. Oh, it's all Sarah's fault. She did it. It's my crazy ass boss's fault. It's my overbearing dad's fault. It's my demanding mom's. And we're quick to say just these people right here. You know what I mean? It's a quick fix. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's all of the people that you've allowed into your life. It's all of the people that you've allowed to attach their energy to your life. And so we run around in our early teens and 20s, and however old you was when you started having sex, and we're just fucking and just sucking everybody and eating just doing all this shit, not even understanding the energetic exchange that was taking place, not even understanding that all these people are changing me. I'm being changed. My fragrance is being changed. It's like this tea. Whatever I put in this tea glass, in this hot water, it's going to become part of this up here. Like I said, man, if I put this hibiscus in here, it'll change the color of all of this to a red, a deep red. This was clear water, and it's changed this color because I put in rosemary, sage, mint, and what else was it? Cinnamon. That's why it's this color. You are the way you are emotionally because of all the attachments you've had emotionally. Because of all the attachments you've had, period. That's why sometimes you can just sit there and just out of nowhere, just break down and start crying. And not even understanding why you're crying. That's why you can be in a good mood and just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you're just in a bad mood. You're just feeling sorry. You're just feeling so frustrated and overwhelmed. Normally, you're a loving, caring, and just vibrant person. You just want to live life and be your best and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But now all of a sudden, man, you're changing. You're not that way anymore. You don't want to hang out with people no more. You don't want to go out no more. You don't want to do anything anymore. You don't want to draw anymore. You don't want to play music anymore. You don't want to write anymore. You don't want to sing anymore. You don't want to dance anymore. You don't want to do any of those things that you used to love and be passionate about doing. Because you're changing. You don't understand why you're so depressed, why you're so somber, why you're so pessimistic, why you're so untrusting. See, a lot of times it's not even about us. See, oftentimes we think, man, I got all this trauma from being molested as a kid. I have all this trauma because of my daddy. I have all this trauma because of my mom. There's a lot of people that grew up in healthy families. They didn't have all the baggage that we had. You know what I mean? Me seeing my father murder my mom and just being molested. They didn't. Most people don't grow up like that. Most people grow up in nice, normal, healthy families. So what happens to where they become so fucked up emotionally and psychologically? Because they didn't get raped, they didn't get molested, they wasn't beat down and all this other shit. They wasn't constantly cussed out. So what happened to them to make them change? All they did was what normal kids do. Oh, we started fucking. I started fucking in high school, and I started doing this and doing this and doing this and hooking up with this guy and hooking up with this girl and woo doo doo woo. And now, because we don't understand the energetic exchange, now part of these people are attached to us. I start taking on some of their baggage. I start taking on some of their trauma. Because their energy is now attached to my energy. We've become one. And so I start taking on all these different energies. I start taking on all these different feelings, these different emotional thoughts. Because I slept with all these different people. And it's messed up my energy. It's messed up my vibe. So now I got to go through the process of filtering out all of that toxic negative energy that's not serving my greater good. I have to first acknowledge the fact that, damn, I made a lot of choices in my past that's affecting me now. I slept with all these different people. Man, I understand energy now. I understand frequency now. Now I understand. I can start to begin to understand why I'm going through all the shit I'm going through psychologically. Why I keep having these freaking nervous breakdowns. Why I feel like shit just ain't working out for me. And we talk about all this, you hear all these people talk about generational curses. Let me share something with you. You could sleep with somebody, you could get attached to somebody that's up under a generational curse, and you take on that same generational curse. That was not part of your life plan. That was not part of your frequency. But you've hooked up with some people that had these generational curses. You've hooked up with these people that had this negative energy attached to them. But because you were looking at their physical makeup, you were looking at all their tattoos, you were looking at their titties, you're looking at their ass and thinking, damn, they're fine as wine. Man, I'm going to tear this shit up. You tearing that shit up, all right. That shit fucking your life up too now, ain't it? You had fun for those 3 minutes. You had fun for those 6 months or however long it was. Now you can't understand. Man, I've always been able to handle my finances. I've always been able to do this. I've always been able to keep a job. I've always been able to do this. And I can't seem to just do that no more. And everything's just falling apart. And everything I touch is fucking crumbling around me. And everything I touch, I just seem to be fucking cursed now. Everything is going bad. Why? That was never like that. I've always had great success at anything I've wanted to do. Why? For the great majority of us, if not all of us, is because we've attached some negative energy into our lives through our sex buddies. And that has now become part of your frequency. That has now become part of your energy. The laws of thermodynamics says that energy don't die. Energy is always moving. Just because the relationship died, the connection is still there. The attachment is still there. You have to learn how to filter out the bullshit. See, the trick is, and the ancients, everybody's all, the greatest thing in life is to know thyself. To know thyself. All the great philosophers have always talked about knowing thyself. Everybody talks about, I know me, I know myself, and blah, 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 blah. The great majority, we have no fucking idea who we are. Because we've made all of these attachments. We've got all this other toxic ass energy connected to us. That's not to say that everybody we've hooked up with had only bad energy. I'm not saying that. Some people we've hooked up with had good energy. They had blessings on their life. And so that could be part of your connection too now. So again, you have to learn how to filter out all of the bullshit emotionally, just like your body does naturally. The body uses the vitamins and the minerals and the nutrients that it needs from the foods and the drinks that you take in, but it disposes and gets rid of all of the bullshit. All of the stuff that it can't use. All of the stuff that's toxic to the body filters that out and tries to get rid of it. That's what we have to do emotionally. And the trip is, you hear a lot of people, I don't know why my nose is itching so much. You hear people talking about as above, so below. As above, so below. Most of us are so fucked up emotionally, we have no idea how fucked up we are physically. Your emotional state should reflect your gut state. Your gut state should reflect your emotional state. As above, so below. Most of us walk around with this big ass fucking gut. Most of us walk around with our gut just fucked up. Our digestion off the fucking chain. Because we have so much excess of waste, of pollutants. Just like we do up here. But that's normal for us, for most of us. You know what I mean? We've lived like this for so long that it's become normal to us. We think that that's who we are. I am all of this. And this is why we have to reach our greater good, the best version of ourselves. You have to filter out everything that's slowing you down, everything that's keeping you from reaching your full potential, emotionally and physically. Water does not naturally look like this at all. There's no way in the world we would naturally go to somewhere and find water looking like this color and drink it. There's no way we would go to the tap, to the filter, or to get some bottled water and it looked this way and we drink it. There's no way we would go to our faucet and turn the water on and let it run out this color and drink it. Because we know it's not natural. We know something's got to be in it to make it that color, because water normally doesn't look like that. Water doesn't smell like that. What's in your water that has made you look the color you look? When I say look the color, I'm talking about the energetic color, your frequency, your vibe, your aura. What's in your water? What's in your mind that has stopped your mind from being pure? That has stopped your mind from being crystal clear? You can add things to your water, good things to your water. You can add bad things to your water too. People have sown into your life good things, and people have sown into your lives bad things. It's your job to filter that shit out. It's your job to utilize the stuff that you can and to discard the rest. My grandfather used to say to me as a kid, eat the meat and throw away the bones. And what he was saying was, use what you can use. And what you can't use, get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's not healthy. Be careful who you attach yourself to. Be careful who you allow yourself to become connected with. It's not always in your best interest to allow everybody to hug you. It's not in your best interest to allow everybody into your mind. It's not in your best interest to allow anybody just to have sex with you. And the trip is, you will walk along the streets and you can see a bomb. And it's like, ain't no way in hell I'll sleep with this bomb. They dirty, they stink, and you discard them right off the bat because of how they look, because of their presentation. But then you turn around and hook up with somebody that looks attractive, clean, well-mannered, well-kept, and you'll sleep with them, never even understanding that this person is just as fucked up emotionally, or this person could have fucked up energy. That could be so much more devastating than this bomb on the street that you could have hooked up with. But you chose to hook up with this good-looking person because of the appearance. Never even understanding. It's never about appearance. It's the energy. It's the frequency. In Atlanta, more African American women are being diagnosed and being killed from AIDS. I believe the age is like in the 20s to 40s, in that age group. because they're hooking up with guys that look good, well presented, but they're HIV carriers. Some of these women are married, are in quote unquote heterosexual relationships, but their partner ain't what they seem to be. Their partner ain't all that they made up themselves to be. And so their partner is doing whatever the hell they're doing, or have done whatever the hell they've done. And now they've brought this virus, this disease to this young lady. He looked good. He didn't look like he had AIDS. He didn't smell like he had AIDS. He didn't talk like he had AIDS. And because you chose to go by his looks, how he presented himself, because you trusted the presentation, instead of knowing how to check the energy. See, there's this thing called discernment. When you're connected to God, you have discernment. Discernment is being able to see spiritually. Discernment is being able to see, I don't give a damn what you present to me. I don't give a damn how good looking you are. I don't give a damn how much money you have. I don't give a damn what your car look like or where your house is. Discernment says, nah, you ain't the one for me. I can't fuck with you like that. I don't give a damn how big her titties are, how round they are, how perky her nipples are. I don't give a damn how candy apple her ass look. None of that bullshit. Discernment, spiritual discernment. I can't fuck with you. You look good, you talking like a freak, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun. But I can't fuck with you. Because my intuition, because my gut instinct is telling me, pass. You can't do this. Don't do this. Most of us, we don't listen to our gut. We can't hear our gut. We can't hear our intuition. Because we're so toxic. We're so clogged up. And so we keep making bad choices. And then we keep wondering why, damn, why do I keep doing this? Damn, why do I keep giving these people chances? Damn, why do I keep getting in situations like this? Because you're not listening to your intuition. Because you can't hear your intuition. And some of us, you've heard your intuition tell you not to do it, but you overrode it. Because you thought you knew better. Your intuition told you not to hook up with this motherfucker. But you didn't listen. Because your ego had you convinced that you could change this person. Your ego had you convinced that that was just a red flag that didn't mean shit. Your ego told you, ignore those red flags. Ignore those warnings. And some of us are so gone, we don't even see the red flags anymore. We can't even hear the warnings anymore. Because we're that poisoned. We're that toxic. This is why we have to fast. Physically and emotionally. This is why we have to meditate. This is why we have to get in connection with God. God is the filter to filter all of this toxic shit out. Get rid of all the baggage, all the negative attachments, all the suicide, the depression, the anger, the fear, the racism, the sexism, and all the other stupid shit that divides us. It's because we're not connected to God like we say we are. You're not connected to God like you think you are. You cannot be intimately connected to God like that and still be full of depression, suicide, and all that other stuff. You can't. Because that's not the frequency that God dwells on. That's not the frequency of love. That's not the frequency of love. And so when I get connected to God, when I get connected to love, and love becomes my attitude, love becomes my everything. I breathe in love. I exhale love. Everything about me becomes love. I'm not caught up in bullshit. I'm not caught up in drama. I'm not caught up in all the toxic shit in life. I'm not depressed. I'm not full of suicide or suicidal thoughts. And I'm not racist and I'm not homophobic. I'm not none of that shit. Why? Because I'm love. Because I'm love. You can't be love and be full of shit. You can't be love and be full of shit physically and emotionally. You have to purge all of that crap out of you. Man, I hope and pray that I've said something to help you understand or to help you be able to see where you may be at. We'll be doing another live this evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The live this evening will be a question and answers. You know, whatever questions you have, man, we'll be here to just take your questions and your answer and give you whatever answers we can. We don't get caught up in politics. You know what I mean? We don't get caught up in any of the politics crap. We don't get caught up in the stupid shit about the shot. Should you get the shot, the vaccine? We don't get caught up in any of that divisive, stupid shit. Okay? This is a channel about growth and development. This is a channel about reaching your full potential. This is a channel about healing all of the toxic shit that we've been carrying, the baggage, the attachments we've been carrying, and learning how to let that stuff go in a healthy way so that we can become the phoenix, so that we can become the alchemist, so that we can reach our full potential, that we can become the beacon of hope, the beacon of love, and the beacon of light that we came here to be. That's our purpose. That's the purpose of this platform. Anything other than that, we don't entertain. My beautiful queen and I, thank you guys for being with us this Saturday morning. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. Man, namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in you. Every one of you have God within you. You don't have to go to heaven to see God. You can look in the mirror and see God. You can look in your neighbors and them raggedy ass people that you don't want to fuck with no more. They have God in them too. We all have God dwelling within us. The great majority of us, we're not connected to God. And so we don't manifest God. We talk God, but we don't manifest God. We preach God, we teach God, but we don't manifest God. Because we don't even know who God, where God is, who God is. We don't know any of that stuff. We're so religious in our beliefs, so religious in our talking, so religious in our lifestyle. That's poison. That's toxicity. Man, we love you guys. Thank you for being here. Happy healing. Peace.